Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is January 16th of 2025. It's Thursday. It's 25 degrees Fahrenheit or -4 degrees Celsius. Cloudy. Today we're working on our Litchi Chinensis, regularly known as Lychee. Now the L. Chinensis is the only one grown in for commercial use because it's the only one that fruits a lot, so they can grow it commercially. The other two are not grown commercially because they're hard to grow commercially. I don't remember the Latin names for those two, but it's an evergreen that grows 49 feet or 15 meters tall. The seeds are poisonous, but they're easy to grow. The fruit, though, is raw. It's got 82% water, 17% carbohydrates, and 1% protein, and the raw pulp is rich in vitamin C. So it grows best at a pH of about 5.5 to 7.5. So today I got two of them out of the seeds that grew. I planted like 5 seeds in one and 3 in another, but only 2 survived. And right now I have in here a good half teaspoon of Wildwood Organic Mycorrhiza because it's got endo and ectobacteria in there. Because I don't know which one, the soil that this one likes. I mean, which bacteria. But before, so we don't get this all dirty. Mr. Clock says it's 8 o'clock on the dot in the morning. 8 a.m. in the morning. So right now you can see in this pot and in this pot, this one seemed to grow bigger. So the first thing we're going to do, I cleared a lot of the rocks out. We're going to take some more of these lava rock out because in this little pot, I think it was so for us to get any kind of a tree, we're going to have to grow it in this bigger one. Now with the cold weather, and you can see all the leaves are a little bit pukey. So we're just going to go in and gently lift. Let's see what we got here. And you can see this is one of the seeds that didn't grow. But the pulp is good. There's another one that didn't grow. But when you get them in the store, save the seed. Good Lord. I gotta clean this basement. Now this thing grew right into the screen. Look at that. Right into it. That taproot went right into the screen and right through this thing. Wow. So this is going to be a problem getting this thing out. I don't know if I can rip this screen. And just rip the screen. You can see how that root system just tangled itself in there. That's the taproot. There, I can rip it. So instead of putting screen on the bottom, I think I'm going to use unmilled sphagnum moss. And you can see how that taproot just twisted around there. Just twisted. So, Tom, we got some feeder roots there, and we only got some good roots over there, so I think in order to maintain this properly, I'm going to have to use my ironwood tools because you know nothing cuts wood like ironwood, and we'll just cut this taproot off. And the rest of the root we're going to let this sit in the mycorrhiza. Just like that. Throw that out. Yeah, the shoulder's getting better today. So this we have to put on the side. Clean that out later. That there. All these rocks in here. Lava rock. I don't know how they got in there. I put that in there so the squirrels wouldn't dig out the seed. You can see this seed plumped up and nothing ever grew from it. I'll have to get some more Lychees in this when they're available. Because when they're out of season, they're expensive. But they're good. I'll tell you that much. They're good. Okay, now let's see how this little guy's going to do. So let's get our spoon in here. You can see how this one's growing. But there's nothing here. It's all dead. Try to stick out a taproot, but nothing. So I don't know if it's going to live or not. I'll throw it in there and put it in a little pot and see what happens. Right now let's cut off this dead leaf. Cut this one off here. I got to sweep the floor anyway. I think we're going to put them in this pot. So let me get this one out so we can see how it looks. I put rocks in here for drainage. So I think we can stick some more in there. Just in the holes, because this is the pot that's got them valleys in there. So I don't know why it's so that they get formed like that, but let's get some of these rocks in here, just on the bottom. Now instead of this mesh, because I don't want these roots growing into it, we're going to get Matt's root rake from Bobcat Bonsai. We're going to take some of this off, and you can see how this root just wrapped around like a snake almost, like this way. So all we're going to do is get some of that taproot off right here. And then this way here we got a lot of good roots growing there. I'll just take this top root off and leave these roots like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to soak it in the beneficial bacteria here. And we're going to take all this out because there's a lot of seeds I put in, but a lot of them didn't grow. So whether this one's still viable, it's still hard, it's sink, so that one might be a good one yet. I can throw it in there. Here's another one that is putting out a root. So I'm going to put that in there just to see what goes on. And we can keep some of these socks in socks. Yeah, we're going to put some socks in the soil. Tongue-tied today, Tom. Tongue-tied today. And we're just going to put some rocks in the bottom there. There's another Lychee seed. It's still hard. It didn't grow yet, and it's sink, so it still might be viable. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Here's another Lychee seed. I'm going to stick that in there and see what happens. Sifting through, sifting through. And you can see this is a smaller Lychee seed. That might be a little viable, so I'm going to throw that in there. That one floats, so that one's dead. Garbage. Let's get all the rocks, most we can, out. Throw them in the bottom of the pot. That'll be our drainage. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some unmilled sphagnum moss and stick it in there. Just to cover the drainage hole. And into the bottom. Got a nice clump over there. I don't know if those seeds will grow, but we'll see. Normally I'd wet this, but right now, get this old soil out. So I think we're going to plant them seeds in here. Let me break this up. Push that in. Mr. Elephant says hello to all the kitties out there. Okay, let's put this over this way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just watering some of this unmilled sphagnum moss so I can get it in there. There we go. Oh, this crazy weather. My throat dries out. Imagine that. So I'm going to settle it. I have to have my coffee with my wife this morning, and then I have my cup of tea later. I enjoy my videos with a cup of tea. So now, get my book out of the way. I got some lime-free soil with 1 part worm castings, 3 parts sphagnum moss, 1 part reptibark, and I got some about a cup of sand in there. And a tablespoon of mycobacteria was in there, so I don't know if it's still viable yet because it's been a long time since I put that mix in. So right now, here's the mix. So I'm just going to stick some in. And then, because it's all dry, let's get this wet. Yeah, use your fingers. Shoulder's better today. Not 100%, but a good 75%. Now this does like a good draining soil. So I think we can put this one in here. Excuse me. And this one here. This is a little lower here, so I can put that there. We'll offset them a little bit. So let's get a little bit high there. Put that one in. Now, with this root, I don't like it so much up. So we're going to soak it a little more. I'm going to get that taproot off a little bit because we got a lot of nice feeder roots here, and just go for broke here, so to say. How much are you going to bet, Tom? We're going to bet it all. Now this seed is floating, so this is no good. So let's get this in here. Get it good and soaked with the beneficial bacteria. And we'll stick it about there. Get a little cup. So I got a nice little base for it to sit on. Get our mix in there. Just like that. We got them a little offset. Now the ones that are down, this looks like a taproot coming out. So I'm going to just stick it into here. These that didn't grow, I'm going to stick over here. they're sinking. This is like a taproot coming out over here. So I'm going to stick this one here. I'll have a little, if these take, I'll have a little forest growing there. We'll try it. You never know. Sweat them. You're going to say, Tom, you got the beneficial bacteria on your fingers. Maybe my fingers will grow. I don't know. What are you going to do? What do I do with my rag? There it is. Come here, Mr. Rag. We got Mr. Rag with us. Take this old root out. Do you think it'll grow from a root? I don't know. But we're not going to try because I want to see what these do first. I'll have to research and see if they grow with a root. I got some of that repti bark in there. I'm going to cover them up. Now, I don't know if these seeds will grow. It's sitting in the soil since spring of 2024 when I had the Lychees with my wife. I'm just going to stick it in. Now what I'm going to do is take my chopstick, working in around the roots here, and then we're going to gently pat it down. Mr. Clock says, come on, Tom, let's go. Hurry up there. Don't prolong this video too much. People are going to get bored. Okay, Mr. Clock, 8:15, and we got, we're not us. Yeah, it's 8:15. Good Lord. So let me get this going here. In the spray bottle, I use my dechlorinator that I use for fish. So if it's good for fish, it's good for the plants. Because if it doesn't kill the fish and helps the fish get the oxygen they need out of the water and take all that chlorine and chloramides out, well, it's good for the plants. There we go. Let's see how Mr. Elephant does. We'll give it a light watering with Mr. Elephant before we pour the rest of the beneficial bacteria in there. And the rest of this beneficial bacteria I'll put in with the other plants because it's still good. And we got this in there nice. Got a nice little lip around the pot. So now we're getting hold of that. We got a little forest there. So if these seeds do grow, that'll be terrific. Let's see what happens, because rule of thumb is you bury the seed 2 to 3 times the thickness of the seed. There we go. All that beneficial bacteria there. Then I'll take that water and pour it into here and put it around my other trees. And we got it just like that. So now we have to see what's going to grow out of here. So I'm not going to put a lot of rocks there. Maybe I'll just put a rock. Well, this isn't going outside, and they're pretty good in. And even when I hit it like that, it's still good in. It doesn't come out. So I'll just put a couple of pieces of lava rock there. A lot of people say you can't use lava rock for growing bonsai. Well, I use it. It's in my Ted's mix. And if Ted's plants can grow in his lava rock mix, then you know that these guys that do their that say it can't grow, who knows? Sure, it's going to hit it, and it's not going to grow through it. Well, what do you think when there's a rock in the ground? It's going to hit it and not grow through it. It's going to grow around it. So that's what rocks do. They tell the roots, hey, you can't go there. Divide yourself. Either go this way or go this way. So why not? And lava rock is lightweight too. So there we go. So we know we got the forest is in the middle here. If the seeds take off, and so I don't forget that they're in there, I'm just going to take some of this gravel and lightly sprinkle it in. It'll look like grass seed growing there, but it's just light gravel. Just to dress it up. And we go from there. Now there's a book I forgot to bring it to show it to you, but it's called Bountiful Bonsai. And there's a lot of good tips where you can grow bonsai trees and yet get the benefits of the tree. So I'll put some of them in my upcoming radio show. And I'm also going to tell you about Nassau. And my calendar just fell down. This is my January calendar. Put the little birds there. So I'll put that over here. And we'll go from there. Then I'll put a marker for today's date. And we'll see what happens. So get yourself some lychees. Whatever you say them. They're good fruit. Tastes good. Don't eat the seeds. They're poisonous. Save the seeds and grow them for yourself. And they will grow. And you can see the other ones are plumping up there. So sometimes they take their time. They like a good draining soil. So that's what we got in there. You can see how all that came out. So it's book night. Grab a good book. Hot cup of tea. And we'll see you in the next one. Lord willing. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.